I'll start with JR. Do you have any advice for racers who are seeking sponsorship, looking from your perspective as the president who runs K1 RaceGear? What are some people who are approaching you doing right, and what are they doing wrong? And what attracts your attention and what doesn't? Any last minute or any advice?
I've been listening over the past few hours, and there's been a lot of good advice from each segment here. And I would say, to say it's a combination of all of those things is a little easy way out. But let me give just an example, because I think this works really well. And I saw his name on the list. I don't know if he's still in here with us, but Ryan Beaton. We've worked together before, and you know what I found interesting doing business is that Ryan's worn my gear and all my competitors' gear, and sometimes he's gotten deals on them, and sometimes he had a sponsorship. But the last time Ryan and I spoke, and this is a really good example from a top-level driver with a lot of professionalism to him. He walked up to me in a shop, he looked me in the eye, and he shook my hands, and he said, what moves the needle for K1, and how can I leverage my team and partnerships to help that? That was the first thing he asked me. So if we were to bullet point this and give a lesson on how to do this, right? The first thing is what moves the needle for your brand, and what sort of value is in it for your partner. I can't remember who it was that alluded to it earlier, but there was a question that was asked about, if you supply a sponsorship deck, how do you, should it all be the same? And the answer is no, Alex. As you had mentioned, that you need to tailor it specifically for that brand. Get to know that brand, get to know what it is they do, what they like, what segment of motorsports they do the best in. We're not, I wouldn't say new, but we don't have a tremendous amount in off-road, though we're looking to change that. But a lot of guys that know, if you know a distributor that that's working with Greg or with Randy, and that they're sponsored by that, and you say, well, hey man, would you like to get your products into Off-Road Warehouse? And I got a connection over there with Greg, and hey, K1 can possibly do this for that company. So you got to think of this as a business transaction and a partnership.